Okay, so I made a video 2 days ago, yeah, about archival optical. I was showing you archival optical discs, and I pointed out a hardcore irrefutable fact. There's only one place on Earth, one medium, not place, where you could store your data and not worry about it 10, 20, 30 years in the future. And I got two of the dumbest comments over and over and over again. First, the really, really stupid comment I got, and I've heard this crap before, is that someone would say, I don't even know if there'll be a DVD reader, 20, 30 years in the future. And my answer to that is that you don't know what the hell you're talking about. There are nearly 2 billion DVD readers. They don't degrade. Here it is almost 30 years later, and I can still buy new readers for 5.5. You know what the hell a 5.5-inch floppy disk looked like? What did it hold? Like 400 kilobytes or 200 kilobytes or some sort of... I remember that back in the day. It's a disk about yay big. Are you old enough to remember a huge floppy? You remember the 2.5-inch floppies? Well, they're these 5.5-inch. Here, nearly 30 years later, I can still buy those by the pile. That is like super obsolete technology. There are nearly 2 billion. There's almost like one DVD reader for every person on Earth. And yet I got all these really, really brain-dead, mental midget, knuckle-dragging, stupid comments. People, well, it'd be archival media, but that technology would just be obsolete in the future. 5.5-inch floppies are obsolete now for nearly 30 years. I can still buy a new drive to read the things. You know what a big old floppy disk. Big old floppy disk. That's stupid. Not only that, but people actually that brainstorm this stuff in government agencies and whatnot, they have made certain, they've actually stockpiled tens of thousands of DVD readers in various places in the world so that if anybody in the future who has been stored really, really important information on archival optical discs, it will be, unless there's like World War III and aliens land and the Earth blows up, you are absolutely guaranteed to be able to extract your data off an optical, whether it's Blu-ray or DVD, way into the future, like 200 years after you die. There is still 100% 100% guarantee there'll be some Chinese company 200 years into the future still making the damn things. So that is the dumbest BS comment I've ever heard in my life. And so many people repeated it. And I'm like, what the hell are you smoking? Oh, what are you smoking? The other thing is that people got upset that I was like halfway screaming in the video. So people was like, I'm unsubscribing for you. Well, I never asked anybody to subscribe to begin with. I'm unsubscribing. You're yelling in this video and I don't like it. Shut the hell up. The reason I was yelling in that video, and that was not really yelling, is because when I used to do tech support questions and answers, I get people, and this is true. This is serious true. All these many years. These people, some of them even told me they were suicidal. Like one guy lost his job because he lost all the company's data. Small company could go under because of his stupid mistake. He got a wife and kids to support. They're about to can him. He lost just decades worth of valuable data because he didn't have a backup and archives plan in his head. So many people. And I made videos on this from years ago. And people still leave me comments, like on how to recover data off your hard drive, usually due to a dead SATA bridge, which is a part that fails. People throw their hard drives into the garbage. They think the data is unretrievable, but it is. People just like their child was just murdered, by a butcher. It's like, oh my God, their heart. It's like, oh my God, I got everything important in the world to me on this hard drive. See, the point that you don't understand, in your lack of perspective, at least these people that were bitching at me, like, I don't know why you're yelling in this video. Because it's so important. There's data that I spent 20 years creating. And if you think I'm going to piss away 20 years of my life because I have a bad backup and archive. By the way, there's no such thing as a cloud. Every time someone mentioned a cloud, like, what about the cloud? What about the cloud? There's no such thing as a cloud. Those are hard drives and anonymous server farms. There is no such thing as a cloud. A cloud is a name given to a gigantic pile of hard drives in an air-conditioned controlled room. And once you die, or if you forget to pay the money on that storage, your data is gone. Cloud is hard drives, but if you die or you forget to pay for it, your data will be erased. That's not a viable option. It is one option for backup. People say, well, what about if your house burns down? Well, I should have mentioned it in the video, but I got these really amazing fireproof boxes. They're double-walled. The house burns to the ground, my data is still safe. It's not only in one location, it's in multiple locations. I kept hearing some of the dumbest, insane, stupid, brain-dead comments about why it's just laziness. You're like, I don't want to burn hard drives. I never said, number one, to stick all your data on the hard drive. As I said, to optical, archival optical. I said only the really, really, really important stuff. Like, really important. Can't lose it, period. I never said everything. So, DVD readers, or Blu-ray readers, are going nowhere. Even 200 years into the future. People have actually made hardcore contingencies. Multiple governments have. This is a hardcore fact. You can look it up. That the readers for those optical discs will be available far into the future. There's already basically one DVD reader to every person on Earth. Nearly so. There's billions of them out there. And they don't degrade. I think I've got like 15 of them. They don't degrade. They're just a little assembly with a little chip board on them and a flexi cable on a little screw drive rotor. There's nothing more simple on this earth than a DVD reader or Blu-ray reader. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It will be available far, far, far into the distant future. So those comments are irrelevant BS. But the reason I was so emotional in my video is because I've heard from so many thousands of people, because they would contact me when I do tech support for Apple. Oh my God, my data's gone. You know, I mean, people would tell me they were suicidal. It's not, you know, a certain percentage of them, obviously not a large percentage or most, but, you know, there'd be, you know, a percentage of people say, I'm just, you know, like having suicidal thoughts. I mean, that is depressing. And that sort of short-sighted, myopic stupidity that I just don't want people to lose their data. You know, if you care about something, you get emotional about it. It doesn't mean you're angry. I just can't. People, there are only two types of people: those that have lost data and those that will lose data. I've lost data in the far distant past, and then I wised the hell up about all options for data preservation. Archival optical, multiple locations, and if it's in your location, stick it in a double-walled fireproof box that will withstand a freaking inferno. Okay? That is why I was so serious and hardcore in that video. Oh my God, you're so emotional and angry, I'm unsubscribing. Well, so what? You know? Go listen to some other dumbass that doesn't know what the hell they're talking about, because on this topic, I do know what the hell I'm talking about. People like, I don't. Mostly it was Europeans that get emotional. They don't like emotions. Hello, this is Hans reporting the news. I'm half German. Sometimes I can make fun of the Germans. The Germans, they don't really understand videos made by Americans, you know? They just don't understand it. They're like, I can make a comment right now, but I won't make a comment. Some people get emotional about stupid stuff, but they won't get emotional about stuff that you should really get emotional about. I love the German people. I'm half German myself. Man, but Germans, whew. Swear to God, most of the people that were complaining were Europeans. Weren't the Scottish. The Scottish and the Irish got a good humor. So do the British. Never seen a German comedian, by the way. And that's no insult against the Germans, but I've never seen a German comedian. There might be one out there somewhere. So that's why I freaked out over optical. It's very important. Archival optical. But some of the dumb things that people were saying, like, what the hell are you talking about? These DVD, Blu-ray readers will be available way into the future. That's already been taken care of by many organizations. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye.